Another example of how in the United States we have one party bought and paid for by the corporations. Case in point, history will not judge us kindly. DNC platform committee votes down Medicare for All amendment. Again, the United States is, if not the only or one of the very few so-called developed countries in the world that does not guarantee health care as a human right. And mind you, this is during a freaking pandemic. Really shows you who controls the strings of the Democratic Party. There's no reforming it. It's completely bought and paid for by the corporations, by the pharmaceutical industry, by the private for-profit health insurance companies that literally make money off of people's sickness and death. I mean, it's disgusting. Voted down 36 to 125 during a virtual meeting. The committee also voted down a separate amendment to include support for expanding Medicare for children. They're literally okay with denying health care to people, including children, during a fucking pandemic, okay? So again, what is the real difference between the Republican Party and Democratic Party? Honest question. Dropping the Medicare eligibility age from 65 to 55 and legalizing marijuana. Medicare for All, universal health care, along with legalizing marijuana, are supported by a vast majority of voters. 70+% of Democratic voters support both those measures. Co-chair of the DNC is real trash, Dennis McDonough, was Barack Obama's chief of staff during his second term. He also chairs Rework America Task Force, which launched Rework America Business Network with Heidi Capose, the Senior Vice President of Human Resources at Boeing. The Reworking America Business Network that McDonough helped launch counts as its founding members the following: Aon, Archer Daniels Midland, ADM, Boeing, Duke Energy, Kaiser Permanente, health insurance company, McKinsey & Company, Microsoft, Stanley, Black & Decker, Walmart, and Zurich Company. So again, all those people that voted against it, they're probably very wealthy, well off. They never have to worry about going bankrupt or, if they're going to die because they can't afford their health care or medication. It's sickening, though. It's disgusting. Again, what's the point of voting for Democrats if they're not even going to advocate for Medicare for all during a fucking pandemic? It's fucked. Methyl Plum from the garden. Oh, it's fucked. And then here is Bernie, the spokesperson. The senator appreciates that amid a deadly pandemic which is creating a national health emergency, his delegates understand that now, more than ever, we must guarantee health care as a human right. Okay, then why did you back Joe Biden without getting any type of policy concessions? You're a sellout. You're a sheepdog for the Democratic Party, Bernie. You're disgusting. Now, policy solution, Medicare for All, supported by around 80% of Democratic voters and a majority of House Democrats. I mean, for God's sakes. It's disgusting. Again, please tell me, what's the point of supporting Biden or other Democrats if they can't even come out with support for Medicare for All during a pandemic when millions of people have lost their jobs, as a result, lost their health care as well? It saves money, it saves lives. The only reason they don't support it because they're bought and paid for by special interests. There is no reforming the Democratic Party. Anybody that tells you otherwise, highly, highly delusional. And again, not having universal health care obviously impacts the most vulnerable, the most marginalized, particular communities of color. Same with not legalizing marijuana, for God's sakes. And again, Joe Biden doesn't support that. He thinks there needs to be more research and studies. It's a fucking plant. People should be able to put into their bodies whatever they want if they're consenting adults. War on drugs, hugely, hugely racist, problematic. Democratic Party the shit party, just like the Republican Party. This is just another example of that. Peace.